Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. You saw the title, Vince Gill, who is a phenomenal storyteller. He's a phenomenal guitarist, just a pleasure as an entertainer. In this one, he is describing a karaoke night that he had. So let's find out what this one is, shall we? Here we go.
Played somewhere in Eastern Washington, and I was on tour with Patty Lovis. And we had a night off. We had the night off in this hotel in middle of nowhere, Washington. And so we decided to take over the Holiday Inn bar. And there was 2 bands, that's 20 guys, and crew, there's another 20, 25 guys, all the bus drivers, all the truck drivers. So all told, probably 60 people are all in this Holiday Inn bar. And we had a night off, and we were going to roar a little bit, so the party's going, and it just so happens to be karaoke night in this Holiday Inn bar. The crew boys are up there doing heavy metal covers and just acting stupid and crazy, and it's a riot. And I'm sitting there at the bar just taking it all in, laughing my head off and enjoying the night. And this beautiful African-American girl came and sat down next to me. Pretty soon I could feel her kind of eyes on me a little bit, and I finally turned and looked at her, and she said, do I know you? I said, I don't think so. I don't think we've met. She goes, no, I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where. I said, I don't know where it could be. She said, well, what's your name? And I said, well, my name is Willis. I don't know anybody named Willis. I don't know anybody named Willis. I said, well, I don't know. She goes, no, I know you from somewhere, but I can't place it, but I know. What do you do, Willis? I said, I sell auto parts. I'm here on a convention and blah, blah, and I'm just laying it on. She goes, no, I don't know nobody named Willis that sells auto parts. But I know you, I said, man, probably not, but whatever, Finally, she says, hey, Willis, she was watching all the fun go on. She says, let's go up there and do a duet. I said, no.
All right, she sounds like a really nice, fun lady. I don't know what her angle is and where Vince is going to go with this, but she's like, she just meets him. She's like, let's go do a duet.
I said, you couldn't get me up in front of people to sing. No way. She says, come on, baby, I'll get you through it. Just come on with me. I said, no, I can't. And so she kept after me, and I never would go up there. And then finally, at the end of the night, I looked at her and I said, all right, come on, let's go do a duet. She said, boy, Willis, come on, man. We got up there. She said, what you want to sing? And I said, oh, no, I don't feel good. I don't want to be up here. I don't want to sing anything. She goes, come on, it's okay. I said, no, I don't want to. She said, just come on. So she picked out some Motown song. And it started, and I was supposed to sing the first verse, and I sang the wrong words. Way out of key. Nowhere near the right key. And, in the whole room is all our crew and band and everybody. So they know what's going on. And they're on the floor. They are on the floor howling. And I'm singing that verse, and it's so bad. It's just like, wow, man. I get to that second verse, and she sang a little bit. She wasn't bad. And I get to that second verse, and I sang it even worse than the first.
On purpose?
And she was like all distraught and just humiliated up there. And so then there was one more verse, and I just went completely Stevie Wonder on it. I started doing all these falsetto runs and all this stuff way up high and just all these licks and everything, and she just went. Her eyes got really, really big. And we finished, and she put her arm around me, and we were walking off that stage, and she said, you know what, Willis? And I said, what's that, baby? She said, once you weren't quite so nervous, you got a little bit better. started laughing. She said, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "Man, I'm going to shoot you straight. I've been messing with you all night long." I said, "I'm really a fairly well-known singer in Nashville, country singer from Tennessee." And she goes, "That's where I knew you from. You that Alan Jackson boy."
I don't know how much of that story is true or not. I believe the whole thing because you got 60 bandmates and Patty Loveless who could say that never happened, but in the end, you're the Alan Jackson boy. That's good. That's good. Man, he tells us a story. Some people could just tell a story. They know what details to put in. They know when to pause. They know when to let the audience have their moment. And they know when to come in. And I don't know. He's got it. I don't know, guys. Of course, this kind of thing had a goofy grin on the whole time. But his storytelling, you just give that up as a 10. But I don't know. What category do I put that in? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe just leave it as is. Unrated or in the 10. I'll put it in the 10 category. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I read your comments, believe it or not. So I hope you have a good day. That should help it along. See you on another video. Have a great day. Please subscribe and keep rocking the country.
That's where I knew you from. You that Alan Jackson boy.